You are as guilty as they are because you were an essential part of that crime. When you went to spend that blood money on sneakers and jerseys, you revealed to the court the value you place on the human life that was taken.
What do I want people to know about me? Can I twist that question? Sure. This is what I want people to know. The whole point of the human race and the human mind in itself is evolution. Whether it's evolution spiritually, physically, period. Evolution. The purpose from birth is creation. That's all humans do. Everything around you was created. You were created.
I mean, X wasn't a gangster.
I don't hope niggas think if you be a gangster, if you be a rapper, that turns you into a gangster just because you rapping gangster. That doesn't make you a gangster.
Well, X didn't even rap gangster.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying.
He was an emo rapper, really. He rapped about his feelings and feeling sad. Matter of fact, I think his album was called Sad. You know what I'm saying? He was the first, what I consider is the first real emo rapper. You know what I mean? The one that really, I think, switched rap from...
That table over there created, this chair created, this mic created, that camera created, that hat created. The whole point of the human race in itself is creation. Before now, when there was at least ideally the belief of two human beings on Earth, everything after that was a creation in itself. The whole point is evolution and creation. If you're not evolving, you're doing something wrong. So anything that takes away...
Oh, you just got some niggas, when you in that lifestyle, it's whoever. A lick is a lick. And a rapper is a sweet lick. Cause a lot of niggas think rappers ain't gangsters nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you rap, that don't make you a gangster. That's what people think. Street niggas don't respect a lot of rappers.
I mean, I get
real street niggas don't respect rap niggas like that. Right. Unless you like that.
Right. The power of your mind is keeping you still and delaying your evolution. The whole point of life is evolution. Study your laws of the universe. The law of attraction, the law of abundance, the law of equivalent exchange. Study your laws, the laws of cause and effect, the karmic cycle. Study your laws. Dwell into your mind, meditate.
Braggadocio to actually mental health, crying, being sad. You know, I mean, most rappers weren't cool with doing all that shit.
But like when I'm saying it, like when they in motion, is you hunting.
Okay. You're
hunting. Any lick you see, you go and get it. You not thinking about the consequences behind it. When you take something, the consequences might flash, but when you take...
Could one of the most celebrated names in hip-hop secretly be entangled in a murder that shook the entire music world? It sounds impossible at first. Then again, XXX Tentacion's name still carries an air of mystery, and the questions surrounding his 2018 murder refuse to die down. Whispers, rumors, and conspiracy theories all point to Drake as a hidden suspect lurking in the shadows. Is there any truth to the speculation? Or is it all just an echo chamber of internet frenzy? Let's peel back the layers of this story and uncover why people still claim Drake might be wrapped up in a lethal feud. XXX Tentacion's meteoric rise. Before the internet erupted with theories and allegations, there was simply Jose Onfroy, an ambitious teenager from Florida who found salvation in the raw power of music. Under the stage name XXX Tentacion, he championed an experimental blend of rap, emo, grunge, and alternative rock. His style was addictive and unlike anything on mainstream radio. Early hits like Look at Me exploded on SoundCloud, breaking the mold of what a hip-hop record should sound like. Fans flocked to him, enthralled by his ability to make them feel understood. But as his star ascended, so did the headlines capturing every outrageous moment and controversy. Legal issues and allegations of violence dogged his career from the outset. Some saw him as a troubled soul who needed guidance. Others viewed him as a manipulative figure who thrived on chaos. Yet despite the critics, XXX Tentacion's presence continued to grow. He amassed millions of followers who admired his willingness to speak openly about mental health struggles, pain, and personal demons. Whether he was misunderstood or not, he had the industry's undivided attention. The day it all ended. For all his stardom, XXXTentacion never got the chance to smooth out the troubles that hounded him. On June 18, 2018, the 20-year-old artist visited Riva Motorsports in Deerfield Beach, Florida. He'd withdrawn $50,000 in cash that day, intending to buy a new motorcycle. Everything appeared normal, at least for a few fleeting moments. Surveillance cameras caught him wandering around the store, casually checking bikes. Unbeknownst to him, 4 men were watching his every move. They'd bought masks at a store nearby just minutes before. Their target was clear. As XXX Tentacion tried to drive away in his BMW i8, an SUV blocked his path. 2 masked attackers confronted him, demanding his designer bag filled with cash. The footage later revealed a moment of resistance, a split second when X seemed determined not to hand over his belongings. Then gunshots rang out, leaving him gravely injured. He was rushed to the hospital, but by the end of the day, the world was mourning. The news that XXXTentacion had lost his life spread like wildfire, plunging fans across the globe into disbelief. Police quickly zeroed in on the suspects: Michael Boatwright, Trayvon Newsom, Dedrick Williams, and Robert Allen. Within days, the 4 found themselves behind bars, and each faced grave charges tied to the robbery and murder. It seemed like an open and shut case once the courts handed down life sentences for 3 of them, with Allen pleading guilty to second-degree murder in exchange for testifying against the others. Finally, some semblance of justice appeared to have been served. Yet a nagging question lingered in the background. Was there more to this story than a random robbery? The Drake vs. XXXTentacion feud whispers about Drake's possible connection sprang from a history of public tension between the megastar rapper and XXXTentacion. Their feud began in 2017, right when X was making shockwaves on SoundCloud. Fans noticed an uncanny resemblance between Drake's track KMT and X's Look at Me. The flows and cadences seemed eerily similar. While some chalked it up to coincidence, X did not hold back, blasting Drake online. He claimed that the Canadian rapper had blatantly copied his style, a bold accusation given Drake's popularity. In an interview, Drake brushed aside these claims, remarking that he had no need to steal from up-and-coming artists. For many, that was the end of it. But for X, it was just the beginning. In what quickly became one of the most infamous Instagram stories in rap history, X posted, "If anyone tries to kill me, it was Champagne Papi," referring directly to Drake. He retracted it almost immediately, claiming his account was hacked. Still, the damage was done. Screenshots circulated widely, fueling the idea that if something ever happened to him, Drake would be the first suspect on everyone's mind. The 2 artists never publicly reconciled. Online tension flared as other rappers jumped in. Migos affiliates made cryptic comments, and Chicago's 600 Breezy warned X to stay in his lane, making it feel as though the industry was divided into Drake's circle and X's supporters. From the outside, it looked like typical rap drama, a war of words, disses, and territory. Yet when X was murdered less than a year later, many latched onto those old social media posts as evidence that Drake, or his associates, might have orchestrated something far darker than petty feuding. Alleged evidence and cryptic lyrics connecting Drake to XXXTentacion's murder gained steam when fans dug through Drake's catalog, hunting for cryptic references. One prime example is his track I'm Upset, where he raps, SMS, XXX. That's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Although the line is vague, fans quickly interpreted XXX as more than just a placeholder. It was potentially a shot at the late rapper. Then there's On BS from Drake's collaboration with 21 Savage. He mentions, maybe I should break that 10, do a 5. Then if it gets live, do a 5 again. People fixated on the idea that 10 might reference X, since X can represent the Roman numeral 10. Add that to lines referencing IG Live and regrets about speaking out, and a conspiracy took shape. Drake was dropping hints that X's outspoken attitude on social media ultimately led to his demise. Another suspicious track is Mob Ties, where Drake alludes to having resources and connections that can handle problems without him getting his hands dirty. For some, it was more proof that Drake had a network capable of dealing with an adversary like X. Plenty of critics call these interpretations pure fantasy. They say it's typical for rappers to talk tough and throw in numerical references. After all, Drake raps about countless topics, and not every line is a veiled threat. But that didn't stop rumors from blossoming into elaborate theories, especially once Drake's name surfaced in the courtroom drama. The legal battle and defense strategy. In a surprising twist, defense lawyers representing Dedrick Williams, the getaway driver in XXX Tentacion's murder, attempted to subpoena Drake for a deposition. They argued that investigators failed to pursue a valid lead, Drake's public dispute with X. According to them, the cryptic post from X's Instagram, stating Drake might be behind any potential attack, should have been taken more seriously. One attorney claimed the Broward County Sheriff's Office narrowed its focus solely on the 4 men eventually convicted, neglecting to investigate bigger names who might have orchestrated the killing. They also hinted that certain gang affiliation clues were ignored. Allegations surfaced that Drake had been spotted flashing the same hand signs as Robert Allen, a co-defendant who ultimately cooperated with the prosecution, and that the two might move in similar circles. Robert Allen, while testifying, spoke at length about how the group plotted to rob XXX Tentacion that day, yet he never implicated Drake. Nonetheless, defense lawyers pressed on, suggesting that Drake's legal team had fought hard to keep him from giving any statements. If there really was nothing to see, they argued, Drake should have no problem clarifying the rumors. But subpoenas targeting a global superstar weren't exactly easy to enforce. Drake's attorneys swiftly stepped in, calling the claims baseless, and the motion an obvious reach for publicity. Ultimately, the court sided with Drake, allowing him to avoid testifying. Whether or not the defense truly believed Drake was responsible, their main objective was to create enough doubt to help their clients escape harsh sentences. Instead, the convictions stuck. However, fresh appeals have revived the chatter. According to new court filings, Williams still insists that ignoring the possibility of Drake's involvement was a glaring oversight. Conspiracy theories and public reaction, whether fueled by genuine suspicion or by rap fan dramatics, social media remains a hotbed of speculation. People who believe Drake played a role point to the repeated references in his lyrics and the timing of certain events. Some even claim that Drake's presence in Turks and Caicos, shortly after X's passing, matches a line in his music about fleeing to that exact location after handling business. Meanwhile, skeptics dismiss these claims, insisting that the defense is grasping at straws. They believe the entire Drake angle is a last-ditch effort to muddy the case, generate headlines, or hint at a massive cover-up. Critics say the idea that a global superstar would risk everything by getting involved in a high-profile murder is beyond far-fetched. Add to that the knowledge that rap feuds are often full of dramatic threats and overblown lyrics. Hip-hop has a long history of artists throwing around violent imagery without necessarily committing any real crimes. To many, the idea of reading death threats into every bar about 10 or 5 is reaching. Still, the internet loves a good conspiracy, and the notion of one of hip-hop's biggest stars somehow orchestrating a targeted crime has proven irresistible. The rumor mill churns on, analyzing every snippet of unreleased tracks, every suspicious reference in interviews, and every subtle move Drake has made since 2018. The silence and the suspicion, Another piece of the puzzle is Drake's silent stance on these allegations. Since X's passing, he has not publicly acknowledged the swirling theories beyond having his lawyers handle it in court. For some, that silence indicates an effort to let the rumors die naturally. For others, it's a signal of guilt, proof that he wants to avoid saying something incriminating. Close friends of Drake, however, claim he's simply not interested in fueling a discussion he considers baseless. In an era where social media thrives on sensationalism, refusing to engage can be a strategic move. Let the conspiracies fade over time, and eventually the public may latch onto something else. But so far they haven't, and each legal filing that mentions Drake's name lights the spark all over again. Conclusion and thought-provoking. Closer so, did Drake really orchestrate a sinister plot against a rival? Or is the narrative little more than a product of internet hype and a defense team's last resort? XXX Tentacion's murder feels resolved on paper, with those who pulled the trigger serving life behind bars. But the rumors linking Drake to the tragedy, perhaps through cryptic lyrics, obscure social media posts, or questionable gang ties, have endured for years. No one has stepped forward with definitive proof that Drake had anything to do with XXX Tentacion's death. Law enforcement never pursued him as a suspect in a meaningful way. He's never been charged or even officially listed as a person of interest. Yet the fans remain divided. It's a testament to the internet age, where the boundary between fact and theory blurs until it's almost indistinguishable. In the end, the truth might still be hidden away, waiting for a moment to burst into the public eye. Or perhaps there is no grand reveal at all, just a swirl of intrigue that continues to haunt Drake, XXX Tentacion's family, and hip-hop at large. Until a new piece of evidence emerges, the whispers will persist, leaving each of us to wonder whether this is just another rap world conspiracy, or if the biggest name in modern hip-hop truly has a dark secret to hide. Let us know where you stand. Do you believe Drake was unfairly dragged into the drama for the sake of a headline? Or do these mysterious hints point to something far more chilling beneath the surface? The memory of XXX Tentacion continues to loom large, and the speculation shows no sign of slowing down. Whichever side you choose, remember that in the world of rap, reality and rumor often dance closer than anyone ever imagined. And sometimes, the most unexpected storyline could turn out to be the one that's actually true.